Dr. Friedman, I was here for the opening statements. We go back and forth because we have 9 members in common between this committee and the Commerce Committee, so you're seeing people come and go. But I remember you made recognition in your opening statement to the FAST Act, the permitting reform. And I think more people need to talk about that because we can get things done. The FAST Act's a good example. We did the FAST Act primarily because of that permitting reform. We're able to do things on a timeline that can be enjoyed by all Americans. So I appreciate you bringing that up. Dr. Friedman, your testimony illustrates a problem that exists regarding the need for CO2 pipeline infrastructure and its effect in deploying the CCUS in the United States. Now, specifically, I'll read the quote that is the basis of my question. Ambiguities in the process or delays in permitting directly affect the financial viability of projects and their ability to attract investors. What are the roadblocks that you see out there that are in the development of more of the CO2 pipeline?
Thank you for asking. The sad
fact, I think about it, it might have been
Dr. Northam
who brought up the question on permitting, so I'm sorry. Either one of you guys.
You want to talk about Section 201?
You go ahead.
All right. It is sad but true. Pipelines are orphaned in this whole discussion. Yeah. A lot of people are happy to run storage projects, EOR projects, even capture projects on industrial plants, power plants. Not a lot of people want to build or operate the pipelines. And so it's hard to gather the financing to build them. And so it's born problematic. It's just one of those parts of the system that's hard to get done. And so if people look at the setup and say, wait a second, I'm not sure if the permit will go through, or I think it'll take a very long time, and my debt capital is going to be, I'm going to be paying interest on capital before anything gets built, it just chills the investment environment. It's just that simple. It's hard to pull together an investment of that scale and size. Many of these pipelines will cost hundreds of millions of dollars to build, and that's not easy to pull together.
Yes, that's good. Dr. Northam, the Integrated Test Center in Wyoming will be used to test different ways to repurpose carbon dioxide from a coal-fired power plant. I'm really interested in the repurposing element of this, and I'd like to have you elaborate on your feelings, how successful this could be, and what we need to do to give you the resources you need to make this happen.
Thank you for the question. So the chemistry of converting carbon dioxide into anything else is very difficult. It's a very energetically stable molecule, and so we need research to understand how to go from a energetically stable molecule into other products. A lot of what we use today is carbon-based products, plastics, petrochemicals, fuels, and so it's entirely doable. The question is, can we do it efficiently and at a cost that competes with other sources of carbon? Integrated Test Center has overcome some of the big hurdles for people who are working in this arena by providing not only an emissions stream, but space for them to work. And then enterprises like the X Prize and some of the competitions that are promised in the Use It Act are going to spur people to take on these difficult problems because the prize at the end of the end of the pipeline, if you will, is significant.
Yeah, well, my time has expired, but I'd be interested, for the record, in any of the rest of you who have ideas and thoughts on the repurposing element of this, and I'd like very much to have the benefit of that, if you don't mind doing it. Any comments right now, but my time has expired.
Thank you, Senator. Go right ahead.
I think, okay.
I'll volunteer quickly that I think there's an important role of sequestering carbon in building materials, whether that's cements, roads, et cetera, and that the federal government can play a large role in being a first customer and a driver of those markets. So the extent to which we can build on the first title of this bill to support those utilization technologies in our built environment would be very valuable.
Good. Yeah. Any other comments for the record? Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
I would agree that building materials, in particular concrete and cement, is very important. We move 55 billion tons of concrete every year around the world. That's a big sink, and actually adding CO2 to it improves the performance and makes it heavier and makes it more durable. There's a lot of good things that come from it. Eventually, we will also reach a day where we will directly convert carbon dioxide into fuels. Right now, that costs about twice or 3 times what a conventional liquid fuel would cost. But if in fact you can pull carbon dioxide out of the air and you can upgrade it to a fuel, then you have a circular economy. And it's what I do believe is every major oil and gas company is looking at that. Yeah. They are not going to deploy it anytime in the next 5 or 10 years, but they all see that that is something that they need to track and would like to figure out a way to offer something like that to their customers.
Yeah, well,
the CCU technology is helpful.
That is fascinating. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank